They buried me with their words, waste of talent, disappointment. But today, 50,000 people use what I built in that tiny garage. This is how silence became my loudest revenge. Hit like if you've been underestimated. Type, prove them wrong. Below, subscribe for more comeback stories. The office chair squeaked as Dad leaned forward, his knuckles white around my resignation letter. You're throwing away a six-figure job to do what exactly? I kept my voice steady. Build something mine. Across the table, my brother Kyle smirked, spinning his Porsche keychain. Let him try. He'll come crawling back before rent's due. Dad tossed the letter down. It slid into my coffee mug, staining the edges brown. You'll fail. Not a prediction. A decree. That night I packed my work laptop into a cardboard box. Taped to the side was my first business card, printed at Kinko's. Custom App Solutions. No idea too small. As I carried the box to my car, Kyle called after me. Need a reference for your real job applications? The garage door rattled shut behind me, but I didn't hear the laugh that followed. I was already memorizing the weight of that bent business card in my pocket. The coffee stain on my resignation letter had dried into a jagged brown island by the time I pinned it to the garage wall. A reminder. No retreat. My office was a folding table wedged between Dad's old toolboxes and a stack of yellowed car and driver magazines. The Wi-Fi barely reached from the house, cutting out whenever the fridge turned on. I woke up to a notification. My first client. A 3 a.m. email from a bakery owner. Can you fix our website? It crashes when we add cupcakes. For 3 days, I lived on gas station taquitos, coding while a flickering desk lamp fought off the garage shadows. When the site finally worked, the owner sent a video, her granddaughter clapping as the cupcake menu loaded. I saved that video as Proof 1 Don MP4. Then I taped my second business card over the first, covering the coffee stain halfway. The flickering desk lamp was my only witness when Kyle barged into the garage, golf club slung over his shoulder. Mom says you're working now, he said, kicking a stack of client printouts. I caught one sheet mid-air, a half-finished design for a dog-walking app. Real impressive, he snorted, reading it. You traded stock options for poodle schedules? Dad appeared in the doorway, arms crossed. Your brother made VP this morning, and you? He nodded at my laptop, where the bakery owner's testimonial video still played. First 5-star review, I said. Kyle fake coughed minimum wage into his fist as they left. The lamp buzzed louder, like it was as angry as I was. That night I muted their group texts and painted over the garage's rust spots, one for every laugh they'd stolen. The dog-walking app sketch was still crumpled on the floor when my phone rang. Is this the guy who fixed the cupcake site? A gruff voice barked. My warehouse inventory system just crashed. Can you emergency fix it? I'll pay triple. For 72 hours, I lived on energy drinks and vending machine peanuts, rebuilding their database between router resets. When it finally worked, the warehouse manager hugged me, then handed me a check with an extra zero. That afternoon, I filmed my first testimonial in front of the garage, a burly man in a hard hat calling me a tech wizard. I uploaded it, tagged, "Yuri hustle hard." By midnight, my inbox was full. Requests, referrals, even a local news producer. We want to feature scrappy startups. Interested? I hit reply before realizing my hands were shaking. Then I smoothed out the dog-walking sketch and pinned it back on the wall, right over Kyle's golf tee stuck in the drywall. The news producer's email thread glowed on my phone during Sunday dinner when Dad's fork clattered onto his plate. Why is Channel 12 calling our house asking for you? Kyle froze mid-bite of mashed potatoes. Probably another failed interview. Mom turned up the TV volume, just as the reporter said, and this garage developer is revolutionizing small business tech. There I was on screen, standing in front of my folding table empire, the bakery owner praising me. The Chiron read, "Local startup goes viral." Dad's face did something I'd never seen. Lips parted, anger and pride wrestling. Kyle just stared at the Porsche keychain in his hand like it suddenly weighed nothing. I stood up, leaving my phone buzzing with notifications on the table. The garage light was still on when I got back. I had work to do. The buzzing phone was still lighting up Dad's dinner table when he appeared in the garage doorway hours later, shadows stretching his silence. He studied the pinned-up resignation. Letter, now surrounded by client checks and the news screenshot, before tossing an envelope on my desk. Business loan pre-approval. The bank logo glared up at me. Take it, he said, before you lose this momentum. The word tasted foreign in his mouth. I pushed it back. I don't need a safety net. For the first time, he looked at the garage. Really looked. At the patched roof, the second-hand server humming in the corner, the proof1.mp4 still open on my laptop. His throat worked like he was swallowing a lifetime of should'ves. He left without taking the envelope. The desk lamp flickered once, a silent witness to the apology he couldn't say. The lone envelope gathered dust under my keyboard. For weeks until Kyle showed up unannounced, tie loosened, holding 2 coffees. Dad sent me to talk sense into you. He eyed the new office space blueprints on my desk. But maybe you should keep doing whatever this is. I slid the envelope back across the table. Tell him I'm good. Kyle hesitated, then pulled out his phone. The firm needs an app. We'd pay market rate. The Porsche keychain jingled in his pocket. Nervous energy now, not swagger. I smiled. Send the specs to my assistant. His jaw dropped when my bakery client walked in with paperwork, calling me boss. That night, I framed the untouched loan. Letter beside my first $10,000 check. The garage door stayed open, no more rattling shut. The framed check hung crooked on the wall of my new downtown office, until I moved it. Right next to the original coffee-stained resignation letter in its new glass frame. Outside, construction crews dismantled the old garage. I kept one thing, the bent business card from my pocket that first night, now sealed in resin on my desk. Dad arrived as they loaded the last debris into a truck. He studied the card under its glossy surface. Your brother says you're hiring now. Only the best, I said, handing him a fresh card. CEO embossed in bold. He pocketed it without a word. But when the foreman yelled clear, and the wrecking ball swung, I heard it. The smallest chuckle. Like maybe, just maybe, failure wasn't the only thing he'd been wrong about. Hit like if you've been underestimated. Type, prove them wrong below. Subscribe for more comeback stories.